Hey, this is Sean Owens back with another video. I have a guest here, and of course, he's right there. This is not Brett Wolverton. He's lost. If he is, then he's lost like a lot of weight, and height. You got shorter, man. What's going on?
I don't know.
Anyway, this is Chris Carnage. He's a local professional wrestler here in South Carolina, in the upstate of South Carolina. He's worked for South Carolina, worked in North Carolina, even been to Tennessee, I believe.
Yes,
Okay.
I have. Yes, I have.
Welcome to Call It in the Ring.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
I was actually talking to them, but you're welcome too.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
All right, so first things first. Well, I have a set list of questions here. I'm gonna go ahead and ask them, and afterward, this is a new thing, because Brett, what the hell happened to it? All right, looks like a regular vase. It's not. It has things in it, and all these things are little crumpled up pieces of paper. These pieces of paper have questions on them. After I get done with my set list, I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to him. He is going to, without looking at it, he's going to reach his hand in there, and hopefully he can get his damn hand out of there. He's going to pick one. It's got questions on them. Then he's going to hand it to me. I'm going to read the question off, and then he's going to answer them. Is that cool?
That's good. That sounds good.
Okay. We don't really know what the set list is, so... As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this right here so that everybody can see it's not been tampered with the whole show. All right, so you go by Chris Carnage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many other gimmicks have you had?
Good God, where do I start? When I first got into the actual business, take my real name, Chris Day, take the S off of it and put a Z at the end. That was my very first gimmick, and it was... If you had to mix the WWE into this, it was a mix of Gangrel and Raven. Put them together. Some kind of horror gimmick. Didn't really work out. That was my very first one. Then you go from that, then you go to Chris Thompson. That was my very... I'd actually like to call that my first gimmick because I like to not remember that one. And after Chris Thompson, I went by Chris Chaos when I got into the independent scene, and Chris Carnage as of today.
Okay, excuse me. Edit that out, Kyle. God damn it. All right. First actual question. How did you break into wrestling business? How long ago was it? Where was it? What got you there?
Minus the fact of watching wrestling when I was younger, which is what everybody says, was the truth. I got into the wrestling business back in 2005. 3 Count Professional Wrestling was my very first wrestling promotion where I went to. I had signed up for training. Very first thing I hear during intermission: do you think you can take on any of these guys in the ring? If you feel like you can, come on, sign up for our training school. And I'm looking at the talent in the ring. Barbarian, 6. I don't want to mess with them.
Right.
But there are certain people on there that I have worked with before, so crossing each one off the list at a time. But 3 Count Professional Wrestling was the very first place I started. I started training there, and
well, let me stop you right there. It sounds like you got a little bit of heat going on with 3 Count right now. What's going on there?
a little bit.
I ain't trying to bury the company or whatever, but
I mean,
no holds barred, people.
It's a shoot interview. What do you expect?
Yeah.
The promoter. I've always had the biggest beef with the promoter because I go in there showing him exactly what I'm made of. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to do this. And during his form of training was an arm drag, a hip toss, and a body slam. And the best part about their training, you're going to stand in the corner like this for 30 minutes. And just watch the other wrestlers just do whatever.
So you got no ring time.
You get no ring time. Well, you do for those 3 moves. You learn to run the ropes. You learn to take the bumps and everything. But that's all you're learning.
So you're not working any chain work. You're not learning the parts to a match.
Well, I mean, they may be doing that now, but I didn't do it. So that's why I left 3 Count Pro.
And how long were you training with them?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. For the average wrestler, it takes probably about 6 months to a year to be fully trained, ready to go, right?
Right.
It took me 3 years to get so-called trained by them. Minus the fact they had their own training school. It was out in TR.
Yeah.
You know, you can go up there every Saturday, train all you want, but you gotta make sure you have the cash first, because that's one thing that they were obsessed about was the money.
Yeah. That's, how much they quote you? Because I know they had a wide berth of different prices for other people.
$25 application fee, $25 that day, and 25 for the rest. 25 every time you go up there. If you don't have the money, you're not setting foot in the ring at all.
Right.
No matter how much you wanted to get
Well,
into it.
if you don't pay, you don't play. But I mean, that sounds a little bit better. Like when I first started training, I was trained by Shadow Jackson. Which, by the way, if you're watching this, big man, I hope you're doing well. I heard about the heart attack. I hope you're doing just fine. We've got a lot of people praying about you. And shameless plug for SJ. Love you, brother. Uh, Going on to that, he's the one that first started training me. I was paying him $50 every time. Okay, and we would go down to Royston, Georgia,
Mhm.
and we were in I believe it was Jeremy Jeremy Vane, his promotion.
Mhm.
Um, and Matt Sells was down there and everything. And, I got to learn from some of the best people.
Mhm.
Um, but I was paying $50 a week. And it was only one time a week, maybe 2 or 3 hours going down there, plus the hour, there and back. So we were going, 4 or 5 hours maybe. Um, and it ain't about me, but going to $25 a day, that ain't bad. Like when I talked to them, they had told me, well, it's gonna be $300, $300 every time you go in, and I looked at them like they were fucking stupid.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but whoever made that judgment call, fuck you. Okay, point blank, fuck you. Um, then he tells me that it's $25 a fucking night. All right, well that's a hell of a lot better. Maybe you just got done pissing people like me off, and you know decide to actually get a little bit smart
And
with your money.
that was also until their training school shut down.
Also, they're not even running anymore.
I don't know. That's when I was messing around with them. Their training school got shut down for people not bringing in money to pay for the building,
Right?
from what I hear. And also, every single show it will be spaced out. You're running a wrestling promotion. Try to run it 1 to 2 weeks
Yeah.
at a time. Each show would be 3 to 5 months split apart. So the audience would be forgetting who took on who that night, can't keep in track with the story that they're trying to tell, or anything like that. And plus, if you're training with them and you don't have that school, and you don't remember what you were working on 3 months ago,
Right. Then you're fucked.
yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Then they have their outside shows where you can't train at all because people are walking all over the place.
Right.
You gotta look like an idiot just plopping back down all the time
Right.
by yourself.
All right. So going to your heat. You said that you have the heat with the promoter, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Who's the promoter?
Tim Smith.
Okay. You know that Tim just had a heart attack, right?
Did
Yeah.
I did not know that.
All right. As much as I got a problem with you, Tim, you skinny little bastard. I hope you're doing better.
As do I.
Um,
Don't carry beef forever. Do not.
anyway, going forth to that. Who I want you to name a list off every promotion that you've worked for,
Okay.
from start to finish.
Starting with 3 Count Pro Wrestling, I was working security for them. Mainly just sitting in the corner watching the matches, making sure nobody's propping their feet through the gate,
Right.
leaning their arms over the gate, etc. And credit to Ace Armstrong, I'm actually sitting in a chair, being security, just sitting there. And he's walking past all the fans. He comes up to me. He plucks my shirt and slaps me. And just walks off, just like that.
Right.
And just walked off. I was like, what the fuck was that for?
Yeah.
And Ace gets in the ring, and I just let all that go. I didn't care. It was just a little slap.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing bad. Don't call me Carnage for nothing.
Right.
Who can't take a slap? But after that night, I stopped with 3 Count Pro because I'm seeing all the drama that was going through the president and the vice president, Mr. Tim Smith, and Jim Constance. I'm signing with Jim on everything because he's telling me the truth on the bad parts of 3 Count Pro. That's why I left them. And after 3 Count Pro, I went to UCCW in Bowling Springs. And that was Bobby Smith's promotion, along with Jeff Blackwell and numerous others.
Right.
They trained me a little every once in a while, and then a big, tall guy just walks through the door. I have no idea who he is until he gets up in the ring, shakes my hand first off, and says, "Hello, my name is the American GI." So I got trained by him at UCCW, had my very first show with them on March 21st, 2015. That's technically my independent debut.
Okay.
March 21st, 2015. I took on a character by the name of 4S. And we had a good match and everything. My vague memory from that one match I had over there, I throw Forrest into the ropes. He ducks one of my clotheslines, and I kick him in the gut, wrap his head, and I'm going to go do a DDT.
Right.
I jump in the air, plant him. He literally lands like that, straight up, and lays down. Whole crowd goes nuts. I stand up, and one lady, the whole crowd is silent, but this one lady says, "Come on, Forrest, get up and whip his ass." This is a Christian promotion. So,
right.
First off, foul language in a Christian promotion, yeah, it's not too good.
Yeah. You don't say that, goddammit! Sorry. Again, no holds barred. It's a roast, people. There you go, Brett.
Now, what I say to her, first thing that popped in my head, nobody in this audience needs to listen to her. Why? Because she's from Bowling Springs. You're not supposed to listen to anybody from there.
Right.
And then after that,
His address is in the description.
Come on.
No, but his Twitter is.
Yep.
That's a thing. I give everybody their own.